to the Kat Kanavos Show, everyone. I am your host, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, but my friends all call me Kat, so I hope you will too. I am the co-author of the book Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Dr. Larry Burke of Duke University Medical, and it's based on his dream research, not sleep research, but dream research into breast cancer that was diagnosed in dreams. We have a great show for you this morning because there are so many questions about publishing, and there are so many authors that would love to be able to get into and onto the ground floor of publishing. So we have two fantastic guests this morning. We have the owner and CEO of Sacred Stories Publishing, and the reason I started with that is she wears so many hats. I had to remember which one we were doing. Sacred Stories Publishing, and her name is Patricia Cagganello. And then we have with us as well Dennis Pitocco, who is the CEO of BIZCAT360 Degrees. And I happen to be one of the columnists living your dream. Both of those websites are on the Facebook page right now. So if you're listening live, you can go and click it. And if you're watching later, you can still click it. So welcome to the show, Patricia and Dennis.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kat. Happy to be here.
So let's start with you, Dennis. I know that you are at a convention right now, so we're going to start with you in case you have to jump off early.
All right.
Tell us about BIZCAT360, which is BIZCAT360 Degrees, but that's our pet name for it.
Yes. Well, good question. Thanks for inviting me on, and I'll do the best I can. I apologize if there's any noise in the background. BIZCAT360 is an award-winning website. We've been around just over 6 years. We've got about 500 writers on 6 continents now, and we've published over almost 18,000 stories. And I think the unique part of BIZCAT is we've broken a lot of the rules in publishing, and maybe we're going to be talking about that today with this book project as well. But we've been at it for a long time. We've met so darn many good people, Kat. It's just been a pleasure.
Mm-hmm. And your magazine is awesome, absolutely awesome. It has so much more to it than just articles. Patricia, you are involved in the design, publishing, marketing, and publicity support for all of the books that you publish through Sacred Stories Publishing. Tell us how you got into this and a little bit about your business, which is part of this book project.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sacred Stories Publishing is, and I understand why you had a little what company are we talking about, is part of Sacred Stories Media, which is a larger online media network. And Sacred Stories Publishing was created. We're coming up on our 3rd anniversary, actually. And it is as another opportunity for people to share their stories, their sacred stories, their work, all within the areas of positive messaging and raising the consciousness of this planet. And so we do traditional publishing, hybrid self-publishing, and author-only marketing and publicity for authors. We try to meet authors at any point where they are and work with them.
And your work is beautiful, Patricia, because you've actually won book awards. Mm-hmm. Your authors have won book awards, prestigious ones. One of them was the Nautilus Book Awards, and they're very picky. You're actually graded on the cover of your book and the design and the paper. I mean, they're really a hard award to get, and you have gotten it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's exciting. You know, we are actually very blessed we have a wide array of authors writing on a variety of topics, from children's books to adults for young adults, into the adult for fiction and nonfiction across, again, a wide range of areas of consciousness. And the authors that have found us, or we have found them, are really extraordinary. And just a sneak peek, in addition to this book project, which we're really excited about, we have a number of very exciting books coming out this spring. So I hope people will stay tuned.
So let's talk about this book project. It's actually between the three of us, Dennis, Pitocco, and also Patricia Cagganello, and me, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, Kat, and we're all working together with both the publishing, the marketing, the publicity, and everything else you need to do in publishing in order to help fledgling writers who've always dreamed of being published be able to get into a multi-author book. And let me tell you why this is so important. Before my last book with Dr. Larry Burke was published through Inner Traditions, Simon & Schuster, it's published and distributed through them, I was in 5 different compilation books, which were not just multi-author, but they were actually compilation book, which is not what we're doing. We're actually doing sections of a book on change and how change is a positive aspect in our lives. And we look for the positive aspects in some very painful changes like health, crisis, relationships, business, children, whatever it is, there is a silver lining. And so what we're doing is asking the authors in this book to find that silver lining and take us on the hero's journey up to that positive aspect of change. So what I found was by being able to put in my bio that I sent with my book proposal that I was in these different compilation books, including Chicken Soup for the Soul, it gave me clout against another fledgling author who wanted to be published and did not have any publishing behind their name. And also being able to say, I'm a columnist in an internationally syndicated magazine, which was BIZCAT360 with Dennis. So these are all really important aspects to getting published for the very first time. So, Dennis, let's start with you. What was your inspiration for joining us in this unique project?
That's a great question. And just by way of background, we at BizCatalyst, we have a pretty strong editorial policy, and we have never, ever done anything resembling promotional work. But this one caught our eye, and I know this isn't pure promotion, but we had to get behind it. And the reason we did is we have a couple of principles we work with. Number one, we do anything and everything to raise or amplify the visibility of our authors. So this passed that test. And the second and probably more important test, it's the integrity and reputation of the people we deal with, and that would be you, Kat, and Patricia. So from that standpoint, that got us going. And then from an operating standpoint, you know, we've got almost 500 writers, as I mentioned earlier, on our panel. We've got over 1 million visitors coming to our website. I speak with a lot of them, and so many of them are either aspiring writers, established writers, but the one thing they have in common is, I think you used the best word earlier, Kat, clout. They want clout. They want a desire to become published and cut through all that clutter out there, which is where this amazing project comes in from their perspective. And I've asked a couple of them, why would this interest you? First answer, it's affordable. Second, it's credible. It's backed by the established global brand, our brand, Sacred Story Media's, and of course your brand and your credibility as an award-winning author, Kat. And third, probably most importantly, it provides a streamlined professional path to follow without all the potholes. And when I say potholes, I'm talking about the costly ones that you can run into when you go down the publishing road. So I think I can just sum this up by saying, in speaking with the people that I've spoken to, it does make your heart sing, if I can borrow one of your quotes of that.
Great. And Patricia, tell us how you decided to, actually, I think this may have actually been your idea first, and then we just kind of jumped on your bandwagon. So tell us how you got involved in this inspiration.
Yeah, so, you know, like Dennis said, this really passed a lot of tests for us, as far as Sacred Stories was built on or created as an opportunity to create opportunities for other people to share their work, their voices. And, so once we started the publishing business, what I quickly realized is not only are there, a tremendous amount of people who have stories or work to be shared, but, there's all different levels of maybe types of authors. Some want to dedicate their life to their work and it's all about the book. Some people want to credential themselves because they have a business or a full-time job or they have this incredible information that's come through and they just want to share. And it is a complement to what they're already doing. And so there's different levels of authors' interest in being all in, different interests, levels of once a book is even published, the marketing aspect of it is so incredibly important. As I tell all the authors, the work starts once your book is published. And I'd say 9.9 out of 10 authors that we work with don't really fully understand what that really means. And it's hard to sustain that level of marketing. And so, the publishing industry as a whole is a very competitive industry with self-publishing. There are literally millions of books published a year. And so we're very, we're all little trees in a big giant forest. And so the idea of what makes something successful, it really does become a business decision. And I know that publishers kind of get a bad rap because everybody thinks because there's hybrid publishers and self-publishers and traditional publishers who do less and less for authors. But that's mainly because the world opened up when self-publishing became available, and to have a book be fully, truly successful is more competitive than before. And so this became important to me because we work with a lot of authors and we can't offer them traditional publishing packages for a variety of reasons, or we want to partner with them in a hybrid way. And sometimes it works, but there is an investment on the author's part, or they're simply looking for self-publishing. And so there's many authors that are kind of left not able maybe to bring their work to publication in a way that is going to be affordable for them, in a way that is they're going to work with a company that won't take advantage of them. I have authors all the time that tell me horror stories of other, and I have my own horror stories of working with other companies. So this basically created, in short, an opportunity to help, like you said, many individuals with stories or work to share, an opportunity in an affordable way to become a published author and then receive the marketing that goes along with it, because this is not just let's publish a book with a variety of authors in it. This is a much larger vision that provides not only an opportunity for authors to be published, but for them to receive the individual and then the collective marketing to really start helping them move forward.
And that's kind of where I come in with my radio shows, also blogging the shows, putting them on BizCatalyst360 and on my other radio show on Dream Visions 7 Radio. So yes, they are definitely going to get a lot of publicity. And let me tell you, if you're watching this show, a lot of compilation books that they talk about cost you anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 to be in those books, and we are way under $1,000. So you can actually go to the website to learn more about it, and we're keeping the website on Sacred Stories Publishing so that you don't have to click through all these hundreds of websites. So Patricia, please give us the website where anybody watching this show can go to learn more about this.
Yeah, so it's sacredstoriespublishing.com. Right on the top menu bar, there's book project. And I just want to say something really quickly, though. This isn't a pay-to-play type of a situation. This is something where we will be reading all submissions and we'll be accepting the ones in the book. And I think that that's another very important difference. And I know that that's how we wanted this to be. So this isn't just, again, send us this money, we're going to just throw it in a book and nobody's ever going to see it. It's submit your story of change. Let's inspire people. At the heart of all of this is inspiration, raising consciousness. That's what Sacred Stories is built on, BizCat is built on. I know that your work is built on that, Kat. This is about let's inspire people. Share significant change events in your life and your hero or heroine's journey in what was the journey and then what was the positive outcome or even perspective at the end of it, to help inspire others. Become a published author. The ones that we love, we'll do the editing of them. We'll provide professional editing. Become a published author, and then let us provide the professional marketing and publicity to individually, because you'll have individual interviews within our platforms and collectively as part of the larger book project. We're planning a national media campaign for the book. So you get all of that. And the investment we ask you to make basically covers the costs of doing that and doing it well.
Yeah, and we will be doing it well. So, Dennis, you are the publisher and the editor-in-chief of BizCat360, Insight, Intelligence, Inspiration Converged. Please give us your website so that people can go and check it out and see exactly who else is backing this.
Sure. Just come to us at www.bizcatalyst360.com.
And you can go to my website, which is The Queen of Dreams, or KathleenO'KeefeCanavos.com. But you can just type in The Queen of Dreams. It'll take you right to my website. I want to thank you both for being with us today. And I will be blogging this and putting it on Pathos and putting it on BizCat and sending it all around. So this will be our first huge marketing project. So watch for it, everybody out there. I want to thank our guests, Dennis and Patricia, for being on here with us, and also our producer, Rachel, and you, our audience, because without you, we wouldn't need to have a radio show. Thanks a million, everybody. See you next Tuesday.